Brother man, what's going on with you? Oh
Man,
my God. Why you got this echo going too? Come
I
on.
got Echo too. Golly,
Oh,
I'm having all kind of problems today, man. I'm sorry, man.
oh man, we start late because you having technical difficulties and you know
Oh,
how that can be. You know how
don't.
that can be, boy. Black
Yeah,
folks start late.
you know what? You already know somebody's gonna be commenting in the notes talking about
Yes, sir.
Mr. Techie is over here. He can't even get right. It's bad enough I got to deal with that.
That's right. You know, the show is about technology. We supposed to be pundits, subject matter experts,
right. And I
and
can't get right today. Let me see if I can get my audio settings. But while we do that, how was your week?
sir,
And
we
uh,
can,
and
yeah,
what new in tech has hit your world?
yeah. You always know there's something coming in Amazon, right? You know, the week is all right, brother. What's today? Wednesday. You know, it's one of them COVID weeks, so they all start blending together. But it's all right. It's all right. Doing a lot of online time. Definitely getting a lot of Zoom fatigue. To be honest with you, I spend 6 out of 8 hours looking at Zoom, and it's tough. But other than that, it's
I
not too
see.
bad.
Look, I think you had the Zoom fatigue, and that's why we didn't do the show last week. So I'm looking
That,
at
that
you like,
that's true.
I'm not even mad at you, brother. Sometimes you just got to get that little break. I can't
Yeah.
get these headphones in my ear,
Oh
man.
man, you
I got
falling
it
apart.
all live, and you got me messing up. Man, I can't do this. I'm just gonna have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
wing this. I got
wing it.
these new headphones, and they're supposed to be some wraparounds. They wrap
Oh, you got
around
some of those
your ear.
monitors. Yeah, yeah, you got those monitors.
Yeah, the monitor headphones, and
Yeah.
I'm playing with them, trying to figure out how to get it behind my ear. And so, if you ever choose to do this, guys, make sure you get the practice in before you actually go live on your show. No, I can't get it to lock in over my ear. So maybe it's because my ears are big or something. I don't know. But there you go.
No,
I got
no, it's because literally you tried to do it at like 2 minutes before we went online. So I
it.
bought some of those. I bought some of those monitors off of Amazon. I did a lot of research. Decent price, right? I mean, the ones that I got were I think less than 30 or $40 or something like that. But
Correct.
I didn't. I'm not still using them. I gave them to my son. I prefer to be non-wired, right? I prefer to have no connection or anything like that. But they're pretty decent offering.
Right. See, like right now, it's behind my ear. So that's
Right.
kind of cool. If I can just get the other one to stick in the ear, we'll figure it out somehow. But then it's supposed to hide it on monitor ears.
Yeah.
What's her name? Loria Petrucci from live streaming. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she recommended these. I got them.
Yeah. I don't want to call her by her old name because she changed her name, so I
Yeah,
don't want to call her by
Kelly
that.
Lewis.
See, you
Yeah,
did it. I didn't do it. Don't come sue me, Luria. Don't.
yeah. And then I bought another pair of headphones, and these are going back. They're
Uh-oh.
called the Fine headphones. Let me see if I can reach over and grab this janky
Fine,
box.
fine. That's that brand out of China though, right?
Yeah, but it's not fine. It's called Link Like.
Let me see if
The
I got that.
wired earphones Fly 3. So I bought these and I was trying to test them with my PlayStation 4 gaming and also with this here and with the headphones tonight and garbage. So I will be sending a negative review on Amazon tomorrow. So it is what it is.
You might be able to send them back, right? I mean, if
Well,
you
I'm still
still
within
within your
warranty.
window.
Yeah, they just came in the mail last week. So
Okay.
I said I was going to test them out, but they're not working. No,
Man, I don't know what to tell you, brother. I don't know.
I'm
I haven't got
trying.
anything. See, I'm trying to keep a couple of nickels in the pocket. You know, I haven't bought anything lately. I've got some ideas. I've got my Amazon list started, but I haven't actually pulled the trigger on anything yet.
Gotcha.
Nothing's really exciting me out there in the marketplace really right now.
To
So
be honest with you, there's nothing out. I mean, I think you're in the fourth quarter. I think a lot of companies are like, hey, we've already introduced our stuff. And now that they've introduced the things that are important to them, you just have a few more releases, such as the PS5, the iPhone, and maybe one or two other products. But I think most of the products that we're going to see for 2020 I think it's gone. I think NAB is doing their show up in New York right now. I haven't had a chance to do their live stream to see what new technology is out from a broadcasting perspective. But I think it goes on till like this weekend, I believe. So I'll get a chance to see day 3 or day 4 of it tomorrow when I get a free moment. So we'll see how that goes. But speaking of iPhone, Apple and iOS, let's just go ahead and let's just knock you on out the way. Come on, because I think there's a couple iOS users that are here. You guys had a big launch last week. Was that correct, or 2 weeks ago?
The bane of your existence, right? You want me to go ahead and talk about
just it? Get it out the way so we can have some.
Hold on, but before I get into that, I'm seeing something very interesting. I got there it is. Okay, I was seeing some comments come in on YouTube, but I didn't see them come through the StreamYard platform. But it's finally caught up, so that's good.
Okay.
Man is saying, can't y'all teach me something outside of old technology? So talk to us. Was that Jave or Jave Cast? What are you specifically looking for that we may not be providing for you? Because again, this show is for the people. What we do is we cover things that we see in the news every week that we think is relevant. Would love to get feedback from the community. That's what it's for, right? That's how we get better. That's how you get better. So I wanted to go ahead and put that up there, brother. And if you got something that you want us to talk about, let's do it.
Let's do it. I mean, I just talked about hey, I just gave you a headphone review about this link light that I found on Amazon, and I just talked about these monitor earphones. So I mean, I don't know if that's old technology or not, but come on.
We try. You can't please everyone. I mean, when you start getting a couple of haters, that might mean what we're doing okay.
Oh,
but
God.
Shouts out to you. Shouts out to you now.
I didn't say that. He said that.
Shouts out to you, man. We appreciate all listeners and viewers. That's what it's all about. Back to the Apple stuff. Since we didn't talk last week, the phones came out. It was kind of underwhelming, to be honest with you, from my perspective. So, shocker, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get either the 12 Pro, Pro Max, or any of that. I'm sticking with the device that I currently have because one, I'm not driving, I'm not going anywhere, so I have no need today for 5G connectivity. I know it's coming. I don't need it right now. I think, the majority of what we use these phones for is not even to make calls, is to use the camera. But correct. My camera is decent on what I got. So I'm not dropping $800-900 for a new device right now because I wasn't compelled enough from what they presented. They also talked about a HomePod Mini. I had to think of the name, right? It is HomePod Mini. I think that's interesting, right? Because I do like to have a lot of music going. So I mean, I've got Sonos, I've got the larger HomePod in the house right now. With the minis, you can actually tie those together and kind of make a stereo type of a dynamic. But Google already has that, Sonos already has that. So it's just a me too, I think, really from an Apple perspective. It's good that they finally got these offerings, but nothing for me to be compelled to go out and drop $100 on the HomePod Mini. So, that's the negative Apple news from my perspective. One thing that was actually relatively decent is I saw that there was a story that they're actually extending the free trials on Apple TV Plus until February 2021. So that's pretty cool, right? Because Apple TV Plus really it's Roku from Apple, right? All of the kind of a consolidation of all of the major channels, all of the major networks, all in one device. The new Apple TV Plus is a 4K device. So I've got that, and we use that. It's plugged into the big TV downstairs, and it has everything that we watch on a normal. If I was to cut the cord and get rid of Xfinity completely, I would still have an Apple TV Plus streaming all of my content. So I think that's pretty cool that they've extended 3-year trials through February 2020. Okay, that was the only thing. That was the only thing good coming out.
So they're only extending it to February. You said of 2021.
Yeah. So they were actually expected to expire at the end of October, right? But so all of those free trials are now extended until next year in February. So that's a pretty decent thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for me, let's see. I think I just had it here.
Wait a minute. Hold on, brother. So now I see who this is. This is one of them. This is a rabble rouser in the chat room. This is actually a gentleman, so tall boy, who's going to be on our athlete roundtable next week. So this is all love. I see you, brother Romeo.
So he's an athlete that just likes that just likes to
He is
start
a
fast.
coach. No, so he's a coach. He's a coach down in the Bay Area here in Northern California. Pretty prominent coach in terms of football. So he's a good mind, good technology person as well. I used to work with him back in the days at Hewlett Packard. So I give him
I
some love.
got you. My man AC just said more money, more money, more money. And I take it that's probably for Apple, iOS. And, once again, everything that you're saying, and I think we've discussed this when we did Apple versus Android. Apple is not coming out with anything that's really innovative, shall we say. It's how do we make whatever products that are already out better, but it's what makes those devices any better than the ones that are different, whether it's the Google Home Mini to the cell phone to the headphones, whatever the case may be. What is it that makes iOS any different other than slapping your logo and putting an expensive price tag to it?
Yep.
So, and people are literally, and no knock against Snob OS podcast. Thank you guys for coming on to the show. But you guys are all or team Apple, and it's like people will really just pay extra money just for the name Apple, and that's fine. That just doesn't work for me. I want something innovative. I like first generation type toys and tech, so that's just me. I don't know. I think one of the biggest articles that just kind of hit for me, I think it rolled out. Well, we're a little late on this one since we missed last week, but Facebook Messenger gets a new logo and custom reactions. I think they just released it or it just rolled out because I just saw this week where I could literally chat with people on my Instagram as well as my Facebook.
Yeah.
They said last month, Facebook said Messenger users will be able to chat with people on Instagram without having to download a new app or vice versa, a change that links the services more closely together. The cross-app messaging is expected to roll out to most people in North America soon. So I think that happened this week. I think yesterday or the day before, I saw a friend of mine say something, and then I saw the new logo automatically updated on my phone yesterday, but I didn't pay attention to it until today. So they say in addition to the new logo, which features a blue and pink gradient, Messenger will get a default chat color, new chat themes, and custom reactions, and also a new selfie sticker and a vanish mode. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I saw it when it rolled out when they did the update. To be honest with you, I don't use Messenger a lot, except for honestly with you. You probably send me the most Facebook Messenger messages than
Well,
anyone. Well, you and my folks, but uh, I like how the integration is actually becoming more seamless between Facebook itself and its ecosystem. So Messenger and Instagram, right? Just all of those applications are really starting to mend together and actually look like they're coming from the same company, which is good because if you share something on one platform on Instagram, you always want to share it to Facebook. So that's easy now. Being able to message folks that you get your friends on Facebook. Say you got 1,000 folks that are your friends, you can use Messenger and reach out to them. You don't have to have their direct phone number. I think that's really convenient because yeah, everybody that say they're my friend on Facebook is not really my friend, and I don't necessarily want to be picking up the phone if they call. If I can just get you in a little messenger, that's even better. Sorry, but
now, do you
not sorry.
use Facebook Messenger, or you don't use any messenger services at all?
I typically will use iMessage for on the Apple platform is the main one that I use, but I also use WhatsApp because, but again, WhatsApp is part of Facebook as well, right? So, but it's encrypted, so I like an encrypted technology. There's another Signal. Signal is another messaging platform that's encrypted that I like to use. It's not that I'm necessarily sharing passwords or sensitive information, but just having that extra layer of security when I'm sending messages.
Gotcha. Okay.
Roman's out here talking about Advice on extending my Amazon Cube storage space. Now, see, here we go with some hecklers. Here we go heckling again. But that's hey, if you missed the Amazon Prime Day sales, you missed some sales though, because there were some decent offerings that were offered out there. I didn't pick anything up, but I saw if it had the Amazon Basics logo on it, or if it, um, was an Echo or what, whatever, all like the Amazon products. There were some decent opportunities to pick up those products at a good price.
Well, I think for me, I don't want those Echoes or Google Home Minis in my home. There
Mhm.
was that thing where they're recording everything that is going on. And one thing I don't want to do is I'm having a conversation with my girlfriend, and we're in the house together, and it picks it up, and then that could be used against me at a later time and date.
Man,
So I don't.
your
I,
honor.
I don't want those type of devices in my house. So it's bad enough we got Google Assistant, and you're like, hey, I'm thinking about buying, you know, a new camera, and the next thing you know, B&H got a new camera sale, so
Sure enough, you get emails and advertisements everywhere that you
right.
look. Right.
Right. And it's like, well, how did you know I was even looking for this? And next thing you know, you see that Google Assistant is listening to what you're
Mhm.
saying. So as far as Amazon deals, I was highly disappointed. I watched all of the industry insiders try to hype it up as big as they could, and in all honesty, there was really no real deals. The only deal I got out of there, and let me tell you, my experience was I went to go get a Amazon gift card, all excited. Woke up at 3:30 in the mornings, waiting for 3 o'clock. To be honest, because my time is midnight your time. So I woke up about 3:30, all excited, and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And the only thing that I saw was my girlfriend's gift, and like she said, wrong. I found her gift because that was really a big steal. I think it was normally like 139, and I think I got it for like 85. So it was like, I got $15 to spend, and I find myself spending that $15 extra on a 100-foot HDMI cable. What do I need?
Wow. Wow.
I needed a 100-foot HDMI cable for the remodel of my living room. Yes,
Mhm.
but I mean, I was not really expecting to spend $15 on an HDMI cable, but since it was on the gift card and I can't get my
Of
money
course.
back, you
Of course. Gotta
do my little
spend it.
knickknacks. Now she got her gift, and I'm not wrapping it. And I will say it again
Oh,
on video. You can have it. I'm not wrapping it, but I did get her a meat slicer. So since she likes to cook, she can now slice the meat, and you can get your meat sliced like you normally would get it at your local grocery store. She can
nice.
do it, but she could do it for you. So she can wait to Christmas. She said it better be wrapped by Christmas. Okay, yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, so now you know how I get down, James. I've
I'm
said
not
it.
going. All I was gonna say is I want to see that meat slicer in use in April when Try It with Tammy comes back online. Right. I want to see the red knives, this red Swiss knives, and this meat slicer in use when the show comes back on the
Right,
air. Guys.
right. Look.
There's a
We
little
got
plug for you,
look,
Tammy.
look, she getting free plugs. Like she ain't paying for no advertising, but getting free plugs over here on the lab. Like, come on, man. Yeah, so my man said a $50 gift, bro. Actually, it was a little bit more than 50, Rocky. It was a little bit more than 50. So, all right, let's move on to the next topic. I mean, what was your thing about Amazon deals? Did you see anything?
No, again, I looked. I was itching to spend something, but I didn't. I pretty much picked up everything that I wanted earlier. The last thing that I actually bought was I bought this new microphone and the pop filter and the shock absorber. But so I mean, and the lights. So I actually upgraded all the infrastructure here in my studio. But in terms of gifts or anything that was on the sale, it look. There was Amazon. There was Target the same day. Um,
They didn't have any deals though. There was no deals.
I was gonna say everyone was out there doing the exact same thing with not enough excitement.
Right. It's the same deals that's going over and over and over again, and it's like it's the same stuff. So the question is, who are you going to buy from?
Yeah.
Are you going to buy from Target, or are you going to buy from Walmart, or are you going to buy from Amazon?
Well, that would move us into the next conversation. Since we're talking sales, right? Target, Amazon, and you brought up about Walmart, right? So we can talk a little bit about Walmart trying to do something. I mean, that's they're doing something pretty innovative, I think, and I think they're doing it mainly again because of COVID, right? Just the fact that.
Well, here's the thing. In all fairness, they announced, and I think they were actually the first company to announce that they were not doing a Black Friday the day after Thanksgiving. So now that they're not doing a Black Friday the day after Thanksgiving, they still want to make money. They're still a business.
Yeah.
So that they're saying starting on these days, you have the 4th, the 7th, the 11th, 14th, 25th, and the 27th. They're going to have exclusive deals. All they're trying to do, and if the stimulus package doesn't pass, then they're not going to get the sales that they want anyway. Now, if the stimulus package passes, there'll be, most people are going to go there and go get the bikes and buy the TVs like they normally do instead of probably working on their credit score, which that's another conversation for a later time and date. But, they're really not going to. If the stimulus doesn't pass, I would be surprised to see if they still have record-breaking sales. But basically, they're going to do an online event.
That's the key. What you're saying right now, that's the key, right? It's all online instead of having everyone crowd the doors. It's all going to be online.
Think about it, and this is a 2 or 3 part scenario. In all honesty, every year people are fighting right after Thanksgiving. What is Thanksgiving all about? It's about love. It's about, and then you stand out at 8, 9 o'clock at night, and you wait for that 5 o'clock doorbuster. And y'all fighting over the TV. That's what we normally see on social media. Fighting.
And I'm out there. I'm instigating too. I'm instigating.
Number 2, COVID has happened. So, you have to practice social distancing. COVID is real. So with that being said, you have to practice social distancing. So it's like, hey, part 3 is we're trying to drive everyone to digital. So whether that's the coin shortage, I don't know if you guys have that out there on the West Coast, but you have the coin shortage, and they're trying to get you to download their apps. They're trying to give you bonus deals. They're trying to get you to order online. Amazon has already did it. So because Amazon has done this for the last 5 to 7 years, shall we say, of just go to Amazon, now these other big brands are saying, come to us as well. But the thing is, I think Amazon has already been ahead of the curve, kind of like YouTube versus Vimeo, or some of the other companies that were before YouTube. YouTube has been the established brand since 2009. So Amazon is the established brand, but now you're saying, all right, well, we'll do these sales on the 4th, the 7th, the 11th, 14th, 25th, and 27th. And if you go online, all Amazon has to do is just throw out a great deal. And do you think they're going to go to Walmart, or you think they're going to go to Amazon? Target can do a great deal. Okay, I'll go to Target, but I'm going to Amazon first to price check.
Yeah. It's almost like Google versus Yahoo versus DuckDuckGo, right? I mean, where are you going to go online to do your searching? You're probably going to go to Google, even though they're tied up in this litigation right now. But you're going to get more accurate, relevant results if you go to Google versus those other ones, because that's where you've had previous positive experience and it works for you. It's tough, right? Again, I got to have competition, and God bless them for it. I'll take a look at and see what Walmart is selling. My mom works there, so we can take advantage of a little bit of that family discount. Yeah, I gotta be careful what I say online here, but for the most part, they don't carry all the breadth of products and the breadth of services that you would at someone like an Amazon.
Right. Well, speaking of Google and Chrome and all that good old stuff, Are you familiar with Microsoft Edge? What are your thoughts on it?
I have used Edge. My place of employment has tried to, I'm not going to say mandate, but they've introduced Edge as an alternative browser to use as opposed to Firefox or
Chrome,
Chrome, right?
Chrome,
Because
Firefox, right?
a lot of industries obviously were using Internet Explorer, and then that browser is just garbage, so no one uses that anymore. It's completely unsecure. But Edge is based off of Chromium, so it's got the foundations and it's got the framework of Chrome. It's more secure from that perspective. Developers can write and add plugins and add-ons to the browser to extend functionality. Uh, it's still a Microsoft product. It's still the main search engine is Bing. I'm not a Bing guy. It, it's there. It's decent. It's not my choice. But yeah, I know what you're talking about in terms of Edge. They're trying to bring some additional functionality into it. Like I was saying, bringing some more application add-ons, bringing some more functionality into it. But I I don't see it being anything except for a one hit wonder. To be honest with you, I can't see anyone outside of Redmond. And I apologize for saying it. I can't see anyone outside of Redmond, Washington, utilizing Edge as their primary browser by default,
Gotcha.
right? Because you got to take that extra step to install it, right? You're already used to Chrome. 90 some percent of the world already uses Chrome. If you're on an Apple, you might be using Safari, but more than likely you're using Chrome. On the engineering side, a lot of folks like to use Firefox,
Right.
right? Completely customizable, completely not necessarily completely secure, but very secure and very very extensible. But you know, Edge is coming up, trying to do some things.
Well, I think here you go. Here's another thing where Chrome has made a name for itself. Firefox has made a name for itself. Safari has made a name for itself.
Yeah,
Not trying to be funny, but they've already made the name for themselves. And it's what makes me want to come over to you. Do I really care about starting free video meetings with your friends and families? And you can have up to 50 people in those video chats. If you're going to do a video chat, which people are probably already burnt out with video chats right now, and they've only done it for less than a year,
yeah.
whereas we've been doing video chats for years. So is that really going to, make me be like, woohoo? And then, you're saying you have the integration between collections and Pinterest. How many people really use Pinterest? So it's one of those things where is that something that I really want? You're getting rebates from Bing with their cashback program. That's not enough to drive people
Yeah.
over there. So with that being said, it's nice, but I mean it's not. It's like, okay, you're going to give me I have to rent a car, but you're going to give me an upgrade. But am I going to pay for the upgrade? No, I'm going to rent for the car that I said I wanted. But if you're going to give me the upgrade, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the Sirius XM to go with it. But am I going to pay? Am I going to pay $12.99 a day for it? No. But if you give
Yeah.
it to me, then yeah, we could ride out with that.
Yeah. Now let me pause you on one thing, because I think you said something about Pinterest, right? You said Pinterest was something that you don't think is used a lot or is relevant, and I don't want to put words in your mouth. But what did you say
Well,
about that?
I'm just saying that there's not a lot of people that use Pinterest. I mean,
No, man, no, I got to stop you
no,
on that. So I mean, I was just watching the earnings call this earlier today too. Pinterest is off the chain, man. Look,
once again,
Pinterest has this dynamic.
let me
Pinterest
ask
has
you
this demographic. It has this demographic. Yeah.
let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Who is the age demographic that uses Pinterest?
Age. I don't think it's a. I think it's more of a personality, or it's more of a. Yeah, I think it's more of a personality type. It's collectors. It's crafters. It's uh, those types of folks, right? Folks who like to build lists. It's folks that are in event planning, like wedding planners or something. Hey, let me make a Pinterest board of all these wedding dresses, all these table placements, things like that. So it's huge in certain demographics and folks who like to build lists and collect things and like to show off. I don't know, these are all I used to collect all of the Starbucks cups, right, from every place that I got. So if you want to show all the Starbucks cups, I don't go to Starbucks anymore because they can't get it right in terms of how they want to represent the Black Lives Matter. So I'm a pizza man now. Sorry. I digress, and back to Pinterest. Pinterest is huge in terms. We're not gonna get no advertisement, are we, man? Not, at least not from Starbucks.
I'd rather you keep it real, though. I mean, look. I had Taco Bell for the first time the other day, yesterday, because they had a Black Lives Matter issue, and I just 7 months without Taco Bell.
I bet you feel much better. We all over the board tonight, but that's okay. This could be an unscripted episode. That's why I'm glad EB is on the line here. This could, because we just all over the board tonight. But if nothing else, we're entertaining.
I hear him.
Yeah.
Well, look.
So that's my rebuttal to you on Pinterest, and I would throw that out there. It's for who it is for.
Right, but I think that it's not promoted heavily. This is just in my audience and in my demographics.
Yeah.
I think that, LinkedIn is really more for business. I think Facebook is more for that 35 and up crowd. I think Instagram is more for your 18 to 35, 40-ish crowd, or in entrepreneurs. I think Snapchat is for your 13 to 25, and I think your Snap is 13 to 25 as well. But when you talk and your LinkedIn, I don't know, I'm not sure if I said it, but LinkedIn is really more for your business customer. Right. But I don't see Pinterest as, I see the logo, but I don't see it. And it's not like I'm not against it. It's just I just don't see it.
Right. And again, like I said, and that makes sense because I don't think what you're into is probably not the target market for Pinterest, right? I mean, you're not a scrapbooker or a crafter or a collector from that perspective. You don't build lists of stuff that you want to catalog and that you end up eventually want to share out with folks. That's not what you do. You're a content creator, and you push out information from either a mobile or live streaming or video streaming perspective. You're a whole different type of person. You're not someone right sitting around again gluing stuff together and doing those kinds of things.
But it's not about me. I'm just saying my audience or the people that I follow and I look up to. Mm-hmm. I don't hear them saying, "Hey, I check out my Pinterest." I hear them say, "Check out my Instagram, check out my TikTok, check out my Snap. Hey, check me out on LinkedIn so we can link up." Yeah. But I don't hear people saying, "Check out hey Pete's." Or check out my Pinterest. I don't hear that. And then, like to Eric's comment, TikTok is popular. I don't care about TikTok, but hey, no disrespect to TikTok. I know TikTok is the new thing right now. I mean, when I got a girlfriend that's just sitting there just watching 15-second little snippets and she's getting a kick out of it. Yeah. It's one of those things like, maybe I need to jump in on this, but then we had that conversation about how they might be shutting it down. And, because of our, because of 45, but, it just seems like, it seems like it's not going to go anywhere, but I mean, it may be the new thing to get into, and you're just going to have to make those short 15-second clips because that's where it's at right now. It's like Twitch has been around for years, but Twitch is primarily for gamers. Not saying anything negative about Pinterest. I'm just saying that the people that I know, I don't hear them say anything about the word Pinterest.
Yeah. I want to move to something else because I mean, you're literally bringing up stuff that I have right on the top of my tongue here that I want to talk about. And you talk about Twitch. I mean, and I didn't even talk to you about this in the pre-show. So let me actually put this here on the screen because this is relevant to us, right? I mean, this is relevant to us, and the fact that Twitch actually got hit with some digital rights management issues and pull down a lot of audio content
Of
from
course.
streamers.
That was
So
because of copyrighted music.
copyrighted music, right? But just pull down the content, right? Just pull down the. So I've gotten caught up in, as you know, in YouTube copyright conversations. I haven't actually been had any real negative issues with this content, but I've had copyright flags and they've cleared them for me. But Twitch literally pulled the streams down without
Yep.
even allowing the content creator to rebut it or to come up with any reason saying I actually own the license for this content. So this whole DMCA thing, I look, I get it. I understand that content creators own that content, especially when it's digital music. But for Twitch to pull down that entire content stream without even reaching out to the person who published it and put up that content stream, that's kind of harsh, right? That's kind of harsh. YouTube doesn't even do that, right? YouTube will at least email me and say, "Hey, it looks like you got a little song there that you're using in your intro. Then I don't know if you got the license for that. Let me check it out." And then I get an email the next day back saying, "Oh no, you know what? You do own the license for that."
Well, well, it was coming. We knew that this day was coming, and 2020 has really made the year of people who use music in their streams. It's really made it very difficult for them, and it's funny because I was just reading an article the other day where L.A. Reid just sold his 100% of his rights of all of his catalog to somebody else. So the actual
wow.
artists, such as the Whispers, TLC, and some of the other people that worked with Pebbles and L.A. Reid back in that day, he no longer has that content. And with him not having that content, he's now given, the person that owns it, when you go look him up, he's always said that content or that music or the catalogs will always be valuable. So he has no intentions of giving that catalog back to the actual artist. So he's in the business of making money. So no different from you have a DJ DJing the string like we were doing with Tammy's show, it's you have to have the copyrighted music unless you use Epidemic Sound or you find some other uncopyrighted music somewhere else. So, I mean, you're just in a position right now where if you're going to do copyrighted music, if you're going to play music, it has to be a license free. It has to be. And and this is towards the end of the year. This is their way of saying, hey, we're giving you warnings. Next, we're going to start deleting your channel. So it's not even your streams. We're giving you warnings where we're just going to just delete the stream. And it was funny because I was telling, my other half, look, we can't do this. And then we were still doing it. And sure enough, it happened. And I was still streaming on Twitch, but then they didn't know what was going on. And I was like, I already knew that I was ahead of the curve. But for people who are not that's not in the tech like we are, right. They're like, well, what happened? Where did this stream go? And how dare they do this? Well, you're not supposed to do it. They've been telling us this. It's in the fine print not to do it. We just never read the little itty bitty fine print. So it's just
read that end user license agreement, folks. Yeah, please read that. You don't want to, but read that.
Yeah. That day of reckoning has come at the end of October or the middle of October. So before this new election, before we have a new president, you will not be using copyrighted music. I promise you that. So before November 3rd, all that copyrighted music is out the door.
Will be pulled off of the airways permanently. Man.
Well, I think now, and to this person's point, Eric, not cool if you bought a license for that music. The problem that you have is this, and this is the understanding that I was able to receive. If you bought the license and you have the license, yes, you can dispute it. But okay, if the artist gives you permission, but does the artist actually own that song? Is it the record label that owns the song, or is it the artist that owns that song? So yes, and I was told that if you're doing an interview with an artist, on YouTube or Facebook, you could use their music if you're doing an interview with them. But once again, I'm not sure if you still can, because remember, the artist 9 times out of 10 does not own that music. So the best thing to do is just don't use the music, even though it's difficult. It's difficult. I'm not familiar with baseline sound. I'm familiar.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one either.
I'm
I know
familiar
about
with
Epidemic.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Epidemic, but I'm not familiar with baseline. So, I mean, it's one of those things where they sent it to the DCMA. DCMA has a license with YouTube, or excuse me, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all these people, they all have licenses with DCMA. And if they do that sound algorithm thingy that they do behind the scenes, and it links up with, and it's a computer. So it's you can't compete with, it'd be different if you had like maybe 100 or 500 people that was listening to your streams. It's a computer. So it's literally searching to match the same sequences or wavelengths, and you're not going to win with that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, to her question, that doesn't mean anything. People are just saying it. Facebook just hasn't pulled them down. Yeah. That's just what that really is. You can Google that, and it says that literally means nothing. Like Google, Facebook, I do not own the rights to the music. Can I still play it? And they'll tell you as soon as you Google it. That has no legal bearing whatsoever. The only bad thing that I hate is if you're walking and you're doing a stream and somebody drives by and playing a song, and then they copyright you or mute you because of that. You know, that's kind of messed up that you're walking out in public and somebody drives by and they're playing a song on the radio, and then you get muted because somebody is playing that's something you have no control over. Or if you go into an event and they're playing music, they literally want live music or instrumentals. That's it.
That's all they want. It's tricky. And so Eric left another comment, about sample music, and yeah, man, it's so early on in trying to figure this all out with the DMCA. And
it's simple. Live music, or it can be remixed, but it cannot be like if you say Maze and Frankie Beverly, Before I Let Go, it cannot be that original song. Now, if you remake that song,
like the karaoke version, you can do a karaoke version,
right? The karaoke version, you're good. But if if that artist sent that music to say that I have a personal friend in Wisconsin. He was on tour with Mary J. Blige. He got a nice song out that I really love. I used his music in my video for one of my videos. I got a copyright claim on that. And it was like, dude, like we just talked. You said I could use it. Next thing you know, because he had already registered the song, I couldn't argue. It was, well, he wants his cut too. And so I ended up getting a copyright claim on my video. So what else can I do?
Yeah, it just means you can't monetize it, and it's probably limited in terms of the markets that you can play.
Now the cool thing about YouTube is YouTube will allow you to still play your video. You just can't make money off of it.
Right.
So if you're in the business of making money like I do, I'm in the business of saying, well, I'm gonna create this content, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. I need views, and I want you to watch, share, like, whatever, comment. And that way, the more views I get and the more watch time I have, I'll get a check from YouTube. Mm-hmm. But if you don't care about making money on YouTube, then feel free to, put the music up underneath your content. Now, Facebook and Twitch, you can't make money off of that. So they're just flat out saying, don't do it. If you do, we'll delete your stream or we'll delete your account. Now that's a decision you have to make. How bad do you want? Is that song worth your account?
You versus Google in the court of law.
You're not going to win that.
Might not win that one. Yeah. Hero ain't representing you, so it's not going to be a good. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic. You got. I got a couple of things, but I'm gonna go towards PayPal. I mentioned this to you. I use PayPal a lot.
Okay.
Really, with a lot of recurring revenue from infotainment news, that right, that's where all the contributing uh, sponsorships and all come in, and where I get the revenue from that. My primarily source, as opposed to using something else like a Cash App or Venmo, anything like that. PayPal says they're going to start allowing folks to buy and sell cryptocurrency, which is interesting, right? Been a lot of other smaller platforms and services that have opened up and said, yeah, you can start taking advantage of crypto investing, buying, selling, whatever the case may be. But for one of the larger e-commerce institutions like PayPal to say that, I think one that's validation, right, for the marketplace, the cryptocurrency marketplace. I think that also speaks volumes in terms of where folks are looking for alternative means of investing and spending capital, right? Because you got your investors out there and they've got a bucket load of crypto somewhere, and they actually can use that now for real transactions. Like Eric, I believe he's using crypto to pay his cellular bill, to pay his utility bill. So you can actually move crypto amongst different folks as opposed to just having it in your vault where it just sits there and collects dust. So I think this is a big move. I'm not sure if I'm particularly ready to dive that far into the cryptocurrency marketplace. But I think that again, I think I look at this as validation for the whole move towards crypto out there from a financial perspective.
I can't speak on it. I don't know much about it. That's a Eric. That's a Eric Burks
Did you
conversation.
mute yourself, brother?
Huh? Say that again.
You may have muted yourself, or these AirPods may have finally gone out on me.
You
Hold
can't
on
hear.
one second. You talk while I put on some new earpods.
Oh man, see he don't have his stuff charged up. So with that being said, I think that's cool that PayPal is allowing this to happen. But with that being said, I don't know much about it to where crypto. I don't know much about the crypto infrastructure per se, and I think that that's one of the things where I need some more time because you're talking about a whole new currency and you're talking about a whole new infrastructure of money. And I get it; it's popular in the underground world. I get it; it's popular with certain people. I think that there's different forms of crypto. I'm not sure, so that's one of those things where this is a situation where I just need to learn more about it. But for PayPal to even be thinking about this, I think that that's a good situation for, like he said, that infrastructure of crypto. So I can't speak on it because I don't know much about it. That's going to be more of a Eric Burke situation, and I think he just said Cash App allows you already to buy crypto. This is his lane. This is what he does. So I don't know, but I think that that's what it is. Are you good? You got yourself up and running again?
Look, man, I'm back, brother. I just need to take a little time off camera so I can get some new equipment in. I didn't charge up the AirPods last night after going to the gym, so that was my bad.
Well, okay, so you dogged me out at the start of the show, but in the middle of the show, your stuff ain't right. But I got you.
Mine was seamless though, right? I just gave you
No,
the full screen
you
and
do
you
you
had the
you
airtime.
threw me out here on a topic that you know I don't know nothing about.
Oh, but you was talking too. Look, you was standing up there with the jazz
Hey,
hands, and you was
no
singing
dead
and
air.
dancing, boy.
No
Toast to
dead
you,
air.
my brother. Toast to
No
you.
dead air. Well, I'm gonna get off of this unless you want to say something else. You want to say anything else about
No,
PayPal?
that's it. I just wanted to bring that and make news and note of that. But no, I'm pretty much again just not going to delve into it. But someone like an Eric Burks who's online, I know he's big into that from an investment perspective, and I think this is just good for him and for his business, right? Some of the things that he's into. So moving right along, though, moving right along.
Well, we're gonna jump back into Google. So do you take a lot of pictures?
Ton of ton of pictures. That's what we do, man. I don't even use the phone like I say to make phone calls. It's all about the right filter, and it's all about the right,
You gotta have the
contrast and
right angle,
saturation.
stuff like that. So how bad are you with taking photos? I need to know this one.
I I don't share a lot of photos that I take photos. I take photos either for marketing or for brands that I'm working with. Like here. So where am I at here? So I got to do a review of this minimalist wallet that I got from Exter. Shouts out to Exter. They sent me this minimalist wallet that I need to review. So I took tons of pictures of it, propped it up and everything. Um, so I'll do that a lot. I obviously take pictures of the family and the kids, and when we go out traveling and different places, take those photos. But I'm not just your run of the mill. Let me take a picture of sunset all the time. I probably should, but I don't. I go to the gym every other night. I see
You're not laying all on the ground trying to get
that's not me, right? That's not me. But I know where you're going because I know the story. But I do have a ton of photos that are either on my device or stored somewhere. Like
So what do you do with those photos? They just sit on the device?
no, I'm pretty crazy, right? I actually I have backup copies of everything. I have 3 copies of every photo that's ever been taken by anyone in the family. I've got it stored in iCloud, in uh, Google Photos, and on Amazon. So I'm redundant in +2 in terms of capability, and I automatically back up to Google Photos the images that are on my phone, so I don't end up using up all my storage space on my device. So that happens automatically too. So I'm different. Look, there's not a lot of folks that are crazy anal like I am to have 3 copies of stuff and back up every night. But
well, Google is doing a subscription service now. Google Photos, shall we say? They're doing it where they will print and deliver your recent shots for $7 a month. What do you think of that?
So I like it. Trying to compete with what is that? CVS and Walmart and Rite Aid and all that. We've recently done this, and well, not using Google Photos, but using some other services, just because we've been trying to find and reproduce a lot of the photos that we lost in the fire when we lost our cabin a few weeks ago. So my wife's been doing a lot of that, Shutterfly and stuff like that. I like Google Photos because I like what's the name of the other app that they use for Snap? There's another app that's in conjunction with Google Photos that allows you to actually do all the filtering and customizations and the layering of the photos. I like them because I would prefer to have the 800-pound gorilla of Google as opposed to someone else. Right? They've got more resources. They can probably get it to me faster. They could probably charge me a better price. $7 a month, I'll pay that. Right? I'm not going to get my coffee anymore. So hey, there's my latte money. Snapseed, thanks, EB. Yeah, Snapseed.
Here's the caveat to that. For a monthly fee of $7, you're only going to get 10 images a month printed out and delivered to your door with shipping costs included. And when I mean your door, I mean to the local Walgreens.
Wait a minute, how many photos a month?
10. 10.
Oh no, that's not okay. Hold on.
10 photos a month. Once your 10 images are set, you can choose between a glossy finish or a matte finish, add borders, or even elect to print out some of your photos as cardstock postcards, and you can mail to family and friends. And also, in addition, they will let you select photos to be printed and picked up at Walgreens drugstores throughout the U.S., hopefully later to add CVS and Walmart. Those prints are available in 4x6, 5x7, and 8x10 inch sizes, and will be available for same-day pickup in most cases. $7.
You know what this is? No, you know what this is? They're trying to. It's a subscription service where they hope you forget about it, and it's just that recurring $7 every single month going into the Google war chest. Oh man, that's crazy. It's only 10 photos. Man,
10 photos. 7 times 52.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it's low enough to where you're not gonna miss it. You're gonna forget that it's happening. But sure enough, at the end of the year, when you do your little reconciliation and you see I'm paying $80 to Google for some man, please, I ain't
Now I did buy a photo book for Tammy for her for Christmas. I think I got her a photo book, and it's really nice. But
doing
I mean, I think she probably got about 12 to 15 photos in there. I forgot how much I paid for it, but I mean, it was of her first trip abroad. But I don't know if I don't know. Like you said, it's one of those subscription services, which I'm not trying to pay for a subscription service. I'd rather just say, is there just a one-time fee and I get this as a lifetime and I'm allotted 10 photos every month for a one-time fee of $120 and I get it for the life of of my Google account. But if you're talking about $80 a year, I don't know if that's a good deal.
You're just like me, right? In the fact that I prefer not to have a subscription service. I would rather pay more for a premium product that gets regular updates and maybe the year later pay a premium or something for it. But I would rather just pay one time for all the services at one right out of the gate and don't come back asking me every month for something. Now the one that I will pay for and that I do pay for is the Adobe Creative Cloud. I do pay for that, right? Because so four. Here's the fourth place. I'm sorry. I got four places where I store all my photos. So they're up in the Adobe Creative Cloud as well. What are you gonna do?
Hey, I take my photos. They sit on my SD cards. I got a 256 gig. It automatically. I think with Amazon, I think they automatically they have a photo storage for free. Photos are free. Video, I think you get up to 5 gigs, which I by far exceeded that. And they want me to pay a monthly subscription with them, which I refuse to do. So the videos just sit on my phone. I try every year to just try and dump and put it on an SD card, and then we go from there.
I will say the one of the other very nice things about Google Photos is you. So if you've got a Pixel, they'll automatically do it and won't charge you for it. But they actually allow you to save your photos uncompressed, so at full resolution. I think Amazon actually compresses them down. Some of the other services out there actually will compress the photos down, but Google Photos actually will allow you to save those large, full frame raw images out there uncompressed. So that's a pretty nice service that I don't think most folks, unless you're a photographer, know about that. So if Flickr would do that, Snaps. What's the other one? Not Flickr, but there's the other one. Man, I can't think of anybody right now.
Shutterstock.
No, Eric might chime in on it, but there's a couple of those types of online photo sharing services that will actually save your photos uncompressed, and Google Photos is one of
Gotcha. Well, speaking of money
them.
and not spending it, uh, and supporting your own,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
you seem kind of more enthused about this than I am. But Atlanta's own Killer Mike and Ryan Glover, the owner of Bounce TV, they announced last week a new digital bank. I don't know. They received over tens of thousands of account requests in less than 24 hours. So a new digital bank is coming called the Greenwood, and it is to support Black-owned banks and businesses. A new majority Black and Latinx-owned and operated digital bank hopes to make supporting Black-owned banks and businesses a little easier for consumers. Greenwood, which is created by Bounce TV's founder, Ryan Glover, and his close friend, Killer Mike, which is Michael Render. They said it, and former Mayor Andrew Young. They unveiled their new platform last Thursday after raising more than $3 million in seed funding in June. So they've been working on this project since early 2019. Your thoughts? It says the bank doesn't open until January. The company launched its website on Thursday, and
Yeah.
there's already a waiting list for those who want to open a Greenwood account.
You know,
It's similar.
look,
It's similar to Chime, Aspiration, Money
yeah,
Lion, and Vero. So I've heard of Chime. I haven't heard of the others.
yeah,
So what's your thoughts on that, especially from the West Coast? Because I'm in Atlanta, so
yeah.
this hit us. But I would like to hear your thoughts from a West Coast perspective.
Look, I'm all about entrepreneurship. I'm all about being financially focused and aware of your dollars and cents. I love the fact that this is focused on black owned. It's a black owned institution and it's focused on minorities. I love the fact of that, right? Love the fact that it's FDIC backed, right? So your deposits when they go in actually are insured by the federal deposit. Uh, we'll see how it works out, right? Because right now it's just through the mobile app, and the line that I got on here right now, services won't actually be available until next year. So I don't understand what that is really right now. Are you making deposits, but you can't pull the money out and move it around, or what until next year? So that piece right there hasn't fully
Well, they
been
haven't even launched the bank, so I mean, it's a digital bank, and I think here's my only thing that I have as a problem. If I have a banking need, that means I have to call your customer service line, and I can't physically walk into your brick and mortar. That's a problem that I have, and
Really,
that's
why? Because I've used internet based banks before and haven't had any problems with them from the early on too. I was a very early adopter to it, so it's a mindset. So I hear what you're saying, but I'd love to hear you continue. But it really is you get comfortable in going into B of A or the Golden Ones or the Chases,
Wells
and
Fargo base, right?
actually I'm trying to leave. Well, me and Wells Fargo having issues too. CEO there has so that's why this story actually drew me so much because of what happened a few weeks ago with the Wells Fargo CEO and his comments about not being able to find any sufficient candidates for his organization within the African American.
That's also a mindset as well, because I'm a Wells Fargo.
Yeah, but he said it. Yeah, he said it in his own tape, and he had to apologize for it. I'm
Well,
looking for a way to pull my couple of nickels out of Wells Fargo just because of that. But
just because of that. So, and if that's how you feel about that, I can honestly respect that. I think for me, that his comments don't bother me. It's no different from 45 saying half the crazy stuff that he says, and we let that go too, So at least he was man enough to apologize. Do I think that they need to do better or they can do better? Yes. But and will they do better? I'm pretty sure they will. Now, I think the only issue that I have, once again, is what if my money gets tied up? I am a customer service person, so I want to talk to you. I want to know who you are. I mean, it's cool to talk to Amazon if you have a problem. Their wait time is literally 0 to none.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you get on the phone with Comcast, or AT&T, you might be on there for 45 minutes. So, but when you messing with my money, I want to know that I can talk to you
yeah,
and know that
yeah,
I have a problem. What if I want a loan? And I'm not. And these are just some of my concerns. I'm not knocking the bank at all. I think it's a great acquisition for Killer Mike, Andrew Young, and Mr. Glover. I think that this is a great acquisition for them. It's definitely them jumping on the digital bandwagon, just like we were speaking earlier. And that's just my personal thoughts. So I just think for me, I would want more. Um,
Mhm.
when I look at they just said it's 23 minority owned banks across the United States. And they've all done decent. The only one that I know of that is minority owned that I'm familiar with is Citizens Trust Bank. The only problem that I have with Citizens Trust Bank is their customer service isn't the greatest and they don't have enough locations. They only have them
Okay.
in black neighborhoods. So if I'm at the mall or if I'm somewhere and I need some cash, I got to drive to the black or urban side of town to be able to go pull my money out, or else I got to pay a $3 fee from whatever ATM that I use. I'm 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 not for paying fees. I'm just not. So for me, I think that that's one of those situations where I need to know that I need to be able to get to that bank. And right now, I'm dealing with another bank where there's only one location that I can literally take and deposit cash into that bank account. And it's the ATM. There's no physical branch in the state of Georgia. And the only reason why I won't leave them is they have some of the best banking rates in America. So, I mean, that's the only reason why I won't leave them. And it's like I have a gravy situation with that particular bank. So, but I will literally drive on the other side of town to be able to deposit cash with them. Do I want to be able to do that with this bank here or with Citizens Trust? No. One thing I do know about black banks or urban banks, shall we say, they're more friendlier to churches because they know that their money is guaranteed and they know that they're bringing them a nice cash deposit. What if I'm only giving you $20? I'm giving you a $99 check. I want my customer service, to be treated the same as the same way. And that's one of the drawbacks that I have with the current bank that I had just mentioned before of one of the minority owned banks here in Atlanta. So like I said, you can go to Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, or whoever. You're going to have whatever. I think every company has their own set of problems.
Yeah.
For Wells Fargo to make the comment that they made, yes, he was wrong. There should be some changes should be made, but he also, from a moment of transparency, he said what he felt. Whether we agree with it or not, that's the world that he lives in. Now you take him out of his environment and you put him into another environment, his whole mindset will change because it's like, let me show you this side of town. And there's some qualified people over here, but it's no different from these COVID tests that I'm seeing. They're going into the communities, and I live in an area where it's primarily LGBT area. It's an LGBT community. Well, most of the people that are out in this area where I live at, they're out at night partying, but you're doing COVID tests Saturday morning. You get what I'm saying? So you need to be doing your COVID test at night as opposed to be doing your COVID test in the morning. Well, we was in the community. Here we go. We was in the community, but we really didn't find anybody qualified because there was only 10 people that showed up. Or we had food baskets to give out to folks, but they weren't there. Oh, they there. You just came, from 9 to 12 when people are just now waking up around 2:30, 3 o'clock. So that's all I'm saying. So
now, you got some things on your mind. I sat back and just let you get it off your chest.
Look, have you tried?
Oh, see, no, I didn't put that. You went in and put it out there. See, I wasn't gonna put it all out there.
No, I could take I am man enough to let her say what she needs to say, and it's not to say that I won't support Greenwood. That's something that right now, if those interest rates are better, because you having a problem with that bank, and I'm having a problem with that bank, and if they can give me a better interest rate, then you know what? I bet you I'll be over there if I get a better interest rate. So
get you a rush card in a minute, won't you? Does he still have that bank? No, rush. Get you a rush card in a minute.
I get rush cards who didn't have no money.
Yeah, that's old school. I'm not sure everybody know about that. That's all good.
Right.
I tell you what, I got one last thing, and then I know you want to talk, and it's somewhat small, but it's too bad, to be honest with you. So Quibi, the
trash
live streaming. That's right. I don't even know how to start it. Right? Quibi has decided that they are going to call it quits after all the promotion, all of the investor capital,
That
all
was
of the hoopla, big billboards on Times Square and everything. After only 6 months being live, they have decided they're going to shut down.
that was a tax write-off. You could have put that money into the communities and
Oh, man, there was a lot of money that went into it. I saw kind of an investor layout of who invested. And I tried to be behind it because Meg Whitman. I'm a fan of her. She used to be CEO of HP when I was there. I did only the 3 month free trial, and after that, I was like, man, I'm not paying for this. It just wasn't compelling. It wasn't enough for me to say, what am I going to give up? Am I giving up my Netflix or my Hulu or my Amazon Prime, whatever? Why is this so compelling? And it just didn't grab anybody, right? They had some little quirky shows that were 2-3 minutes long or whatever, and they try to do it, but it's sad. There you go, another one bites the dust. Live streaming service that was built for mobile, gone after only 6 months. Did you ever use it?
no. I mean, I saw it. I looked at a little bit of what their channel options were, and I think it would have been great for new content creators. But the problem that you have is you didn't market it to the right people. One, you should have marketed to content creators that are creating content that have a hard time of getting their content on Netflix or on Amazon Prime Video. You should have said, hey, new content creators, come here, instead of just putting a billboard up on Times Square. You should have had that messaging and that branding, saying content creators, you can put your content here, and you now have a platform that you can reach out to the masses. And then you put that marketing dollar. So to me, whoever those owners were, that was a tax write-off. They just needed to spend that money before the end of 2020. and it was just a waste of time and a waste of marketing. I mean, I don't think anybody goes in business to lose money, but I think that that's a situation where they did go in business to lose, because then it's like you said, there was no content. You could have reached out there. I was just at the Hope Global Forums on their digital Zoom calls, and they were saying one of the biggest issues was giving minorities opportunities. That is a perfect opportunity, or people that don't have capital. That would have been a great place for you to say, hey. Now, the only other one that I know that is really doing well outside of Netflix, Amazon Prime, is Pluto. And I think Pluto TV just signed on with, man, I don't want to say make up a name, but they just made a big deal. And I think Chameleonaire had something to do with that. The rapper Chameleonaire there's a popular rapper that had something to do with Pluto TV. He invested money in the early stages. They just got bought out by somebody. And Pluto TV, it's not to say that they have the best content and the best programming on there either, but it's almost kind of like 50 Cent with his Smart Water.
Okay. Now, is Pluto free, or is it a?
It's an app. It's free TV. It's an app on your phone. So Quibi could have been this, but once again, and this comes back, and I'm circling back from the beginning of our show that we had earlier. I mean, of what we spoke on earlier. A lot of these people are jumping into the game late. Either it's like you either were on YouTube in 2009 to 2013, and now you got everybody just trying to jump on the YouTube in 2020, and it's like it's an oversaturated market. You were on Instagram in 2014 to 2017, but now everybody's on Instagram. This is the time to jump in on TikTok. You're trying to do live streaming right now. Netflix has already cornered the market. You got to remember, we all laughed at Netflix when they first started out. They were doing $7.99 a month. You get the free DVD that they were sending out. Well, guess what? They put Blockbuster out of business. So since they put Blockbuster all out of business, they cornered the market. And then now Amazon, because they have the infrastructure, they don't have the content, but they have the infrastructure. They're doing deals with the NFL. They're doing deals with Twitch. They're doing deals with, I think Coming to America just signed a $125 million deal You might want to pull that up. The Coming to America 2 with Eddie
With
Murphy.
Eddie, yeah, they pushed that back. Yeah, they pushed it back.
December 18th. It comes out December 18th on Amazon Prime. It's not coming to the big theater, so it won't even be on Netflix. So right now you're having a bidding war with Netflix and Amazon. And what you have, in all honesty, is the movie theaters. They're going out of business. They now have it here in Atlanta where you can rent out a whole movie theater for $100. Well, due to COVID, who's going to pay $100?
Right. That's true.
You know, so who's going to pay $100 to have a whole theater to themselves? So they're just doing whatever they can do. I think the other is AMC, and who's the other one? Regal. Regal just went out of business last month. So you're now in a situation where Netflix beat Blockbuster and the movie theaters, and they're getting Golden Globes, and they're getting what's the other award? Academy Awards. They're getting those awards now. And when you laugh them out of the room, but when Orange is the New Black, and you had the movie with the president, oh God, I can't think of his name. Not Nicolas Cage, but I can't think of the name of the movie. But you had Netflix had some serious prime time shows that people were watching, and when they started winning awards, these older companies were not saying let's shift and compete with them. They stayed in their ways and disregarded them, and Netflix was the underdog, and now Netflix is now the winner. And so Quibi could have done this and could have competed, but their marketing strategy was wrong, because I know a lot of content creators that are looking to get their films out, and their only market to get their film out to is Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. And Amazon just changed their rules on how they do submissions now. So that would have been a great way for you to submit your product.
So let me ask you this, since you are so bullish on Netflix, I'm looking at Tammy's comment. Since you're so bullish on Netflix, when, not if, when they raise their rates, are you still going to stay with Netflix? Right, you know it's coming, right? Because they got you, right? I mean, so just from the perspective that
you got to pay.
You got okay. So you'd be willing. So where's that point of where you would say, all right, now it's getting too much. $15.99 right now, that's too much. I'm comfortable with that.
But one, unfortunately, both companies, Amazon and Netflix, have already raised their prices last year and the year before. Yeah. So we were upset and we griped about, because you were paying $99, now you're paying $119 for Amazon. You were paying $7.99, it went to $9.99, now it's at $15.99. Yeah. I think when it starts to get to the price of what you used to pay for cable, that's when you're going to be like, hey, I'm using somebody else's account. You get that one, and then I'm going to go, because now you're looking at Disney, Hulu, HBO, you're looking at all these other services. They're now jumping into the streaming game as well, and they're charging $9.99. So by the time you get through looking at all of these cable channels, as Tammy will tell you, we are advocates of, hey fam, let me get that password. So
hey, nothing wrong with being right. Nothing wrong with I'm with you right there too.
Eric's comments is this the end of Hollywood and the beginning of more content? If Eric, in my humble opinion, I don't think it's the end. I think Hollywood is a bunch of old white men, no disrespect, but it's a bunch of old white men that dictate, and a bunch of Jewish people who dictate what goes out. And I think that you have a lot of young millennials that are saying our time is now and we want to be respected. So when you look at the Issa Raes, you look at the Lena Waifs, you look at, some of these younger young producers and content creators, they're saying, hey, we're creating great programming right now and we want to be heard. And if you're not going to let us be heard, it's like 50 Cent with Power. Everyone laughs 50 Cent out of the room, but Power is a good show. And when you look at his show, it's like, you only look at 50 Cent as a rapper. But he has always said, look at his movie that he did, Get Rich or Die Trying, versus Eminem's 8 Mile. They labeled 8 Mile as a white film, but they labeled his Get Rich or Die Trying as a black film. And he says, what makes me different from Eminem? He said, white kids are what made me popular. When you think about it, the suburbs is what 50 Cent was popular because those white kids and those kids from Europe were singing every word of his song. He made a movie about his life and you labeled it as a black film, and he only was able to get into, let's just say the number was 70 markets or 70 movie theaters, 70 cities. Yeah. But when Eminem came out, he was able to get into 200 markets. What was the difference? So now he's gone over to TV. Now that he's gone over to TV, it's like, oh, who is he? He's nobody. Power is on Stars. Stars pitted him at the worst night that everybody's out on a Saturday night. Well, what happened? When he pitted himself on a Saturday night, well, those kids that he was marketing to, they got older and they started staying at home because they had families. So they were watching. Once, it's no different from what happened with Facebook. Kids love Facebook. Then the parents got on Facebook. Now Facebook is not cool anymore for the kids. They're on Instagram. Okay, now the parents are getting on Instagram. No, parents, y'all too old. We on Snap. Oh, no. We're on TikTok. So now that's the same thing that happened with 50 with Power. And what happened with Power is the adults said, you know what? I grew up knowing 50, listening to his music. I loved it. I'm now at home. The kids are now saying, well, I keep hearing about this show called Power. Let me check it out. So now they set their DVR and now he got record numbers. And when he has record numbers, what happens? He takes off. No one's expecting him to be successful because they gave him the worst night and he still turned around and made Power a success. And he's got a spinoff that's going on currently right now. And he's got 2 more spinoffs that come with it. What happened to Empire? Mm-hmm. You know, what happened to the spinoff that they had? They canceled after 1 or 2 seasons. So, I mean, when you look at it, you have these young content creators that are saying, this is my time now, and I want it. And you're going to give me that time. And when you got those gatekeepers at the door saying, no, we're going to give it to Johnny or Billy or whoever because, you know, he's of a different skin tone. You have these young content creators, whether you're Latino, you're Asian, you're African American, they're doing it with less money. They're doing it on their cell phones and they're doing it with, you know, on a budget, and they're creating great content. And somebody is going to see it. And whether it sits on YouTube like Issa Rae's show, or it sits on, you know, a no-name network and people find it, then Hollywood, if they don't change their ways, then yeah, this could be the end of Hollywood. That's my ramble.
I like, hey, it's all good, but I let the mic stay open. You know, I didn't mute the mic.
True. But no,
that's true.
But it's the truth. I mean, when you think about it, it's, I mean, how old are you, James?
51.
James, you're 51 years old. I'm 41. So you grew up in an era where, you know, you were told to go to school, work hard, get a degree, pay your dues, and you'll be successful. I grew up in an era where it was like, hey, go to school, but yeah, why am I going to school? It has to make sense. I don't want to go to school unless I'm doing something that I want to do. It was go get a job, and that's what you were supposed to do. This new generation is not trying to get a job. They want to be rappers. They want to be creators. They want to be entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship was not taught to you at 51. Entrepreneurship was not taught to me at 41. Entrepreneurship is taught to these young kids right now saying, hey, this is what I want to do for myself, and this is what I believe in. And people aren't giving them chances. They're not giving them opportunities. And since they're not giving them opportunities, you either got to take your opportunity or you're going to have to, you know, work a little bit, bust your ass, excuse the language, and then work towards that opportunity. But this new generation, there's enough generational wealth. They have a huge enough tribe to where if you got a friend that's I'm good at math and numbers, I'm good at marketing, I'm good at video, I'm good at sales, and you guys all come together, you guys can create you could be the next Netflix. You could be the next Uber Eats. You could be the next Uber. Uber, not trying to be funny, started out as a limousine service and they got laughed out of the room. They changed up their business model, and Uber is one of the biggest companies that doesn't even have a corporate office. They don't even have an employee staff. But that's that new generation, and these are a bunch of friends, no different from Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook. That generation grew up and said, what do you do when you get up in the morning? You go to a social media site, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to be Facebook or Instagram. Guess who owns it? A millennial.
Same dude. I love it, brother. Tell you what, let's bring it home here, but let's bring it home with something that everything we've talked about is incredibly relevant. But let's be cognizant of what's happening in the world. There's a debate tomorrow. Folks, watch the debate. Folks, please watch the debate. Regardless, I don't care if you red, blue, green, or whatever party. Stay informed. And then on November the 3rd, if you haven't already, please vote. Vote your conscience. If you got to stand in line for a little while, do that. Bring a chair, bring some snacks. Don't let anybody deter you, but make sure you cast your ballot because so many folks have paid the ultimate price for us to even be able to have this right. Now, to bring a technology spin onto these debates that's coming up.
Before you say that, let me add a caveat to that. When you go vote, do your research. Please Google the candidates, look up their names, go to their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter pages. Just understand who you're voting for. Don't just vote down the party line.
Amen. Yeah. Amen.
Get to know who that candidate is, because there's a reason why those judges are locking those people up and you don't like it. Well, you could change that. There's a reason why that sheriff has bad jail conditions. You can change that. You just need to know. I didn't even know what the public service commissioner did. But when I Googled what public service commissioner did, it was like, oh, how much do they get paid? And when I saw how much they got paid and I saw who was in the office and I read what the person was currently in office and what the new person was going up against, and this was just one of the issues that was on the election for the president. So yes, we all know president, but we don't know county commissioner. You don't know city council. You don't know sheriff. You don't know. Go do your research. Google, YouTube, Facebook. Watch a debate in the car or while you're brushing your teeth. Instead of you listening to music, just listen to what they have to say. Just that's it. I'm not telling you who to vote for. Just understand who you're voting for. So then that way, when you say, I know this person, that makes sense. Now, go ahead with the tech piece.
No, I like that. No, yeah, be informed. So they're gonna do something interesting tomorrow. They're gonna put the mute button on the microphone. So they're gonna let each. I can't even say it with a straight face, right? So they're gonna let you speak for 2 minutes, uninterrupted for that first 2 minutes by the other candidate, and then after subsequent questions, when there's supposed to be some dialogue back and forth, they'll let each other talk. But what are your thoughts about going ahead and muting your boy 45 there, so we can probably have a full-on sentence conversation amongst the candidates for this particular office?
I think this is going to be must-see TV because everybody knows that he's going to be the one. It's like TL said, get your popcorn ready because this is going to be a show. And it's going to be meme city. Kamala Harris, she already got the memes for the side eye, and Mike Pence already got the meme for the fly on the hair.
Damn, fly fell and hit the man. And come on, man, you can't buy that. That's good, right? When a fly just landed on your boy's head and it just stayed.
I think the fly is trying to tell you because I think the fly flew on somebody else. And it was like, okay, the fly is trying to tell you something now. But I think this situation here, after those 2 minutes are up, I think that's going to be when those 2 minutes is going to be up. I think that's when it's going to be. Is he going to throw a temper tantrum? Is he going to walk off? I mean, no matter.
He did He did at 60 Minutes. He was doing an interview with 60 Minutes, and he literally just walked off. He got fed up and walked off because it wasn't going his way. So I'm
we all,
recording the
I think
thing
we all.
tomorrow.
I think it's going to be the memes of Friday morning, and I think it's going. We talked about this. In all honesty, we talked and said what could be done, and I said you needed to go get what's his name? What's the guy's name? Samuel L. Jackson to
Samuel L. Jackson be a moderator,
and you need to mute. That was my honest thoughts, and they did one of the two things that I recommended. So they muted, but Samuel L. Jackson is not going to be the moderator. So I felt like the person that did the first one, I had such a high regard for him, but it was a guy, right? Wasn't the first?
Yeah, it was a tough dude. I mean, it was tough dude. I think he was a Fox moderator, but look, when you got a bully that's coming at you like that, right? It's tough when you're trying to have some decorum and trying to be professional. It's tough because look, you and I, we'd have gone up on stage and connected with him or something, right? You're not going to talk to me like you crazy like that. But all that being said, aside, watch the debate, watch it for the comedy, and also watch it for the content. Because again, this is an important decision that we.
Have you voted already?
No, I'm actually waiting for tomorrow, and I'm actually going to walk my ballot into my place on Sunday the 31st. I like to go physically in, even though I'm 100% absentee ballot. I like to still go in there, get my little sticker, take my Instagram photo, say I voted, and all that. So me and my daughter are going to go on the 31st.
So speaking of stickers, make sure you confirm that they have stickers because I went to go vote yesterday, and they didn't have no stickers.
Man, I'm gonna get my sticker.
I got some old ones. I mean, I wasn't the only one griping and complaining, but it was like, how you don't have no sticker? Like this is the one. Like, come on, we gotta stunt, and it's like, I'm sorry, we got some hand sanitizer. And I don't want no damn hand sanitizer. She had the nerve to keep offering me. I said, ma'am, I used the hand sanitizer when I first sat down. I don't need no more hand sanitizer. I want my sticker. So I honestly hope that, you confirm that you get you a sticker. I got an old sticker, and I'm going to post up and be like, hey, I did my due diligence. But I was a little frustrated about that. I didn't stand in the line long. It's funny because I had to park 2 blocks down because at the library, they're allowing you to vote at the Phillips Arena, at the High Museum. So these are places outside of the normal places that you can vote. And they're offering free parking at these locations. But I chose to just go to the local branch library where I was at. And it was funny because when I did the special election a couple of weeks ago, it wasn't a lot of people there. So I was in and out in less than a minute. I said, oh, I can knock it out. And there was literally a line. I didn't wait long. I actually forgot my mask, and the security guard was nice enough to go in and bring me a mask out because I was not walking another 2 blocks back to the car to get back in line. Because by the time I got in line, there's about 8 people that got in line behind me. And I'm like, I got to wait for them. No. So I think it took me about 30 minutes for me to, go in and vote, do my early voting. And then at the end, I asked for my sticker, and they said, we got some hand sanitizer.
I got nothing else to say, man. I can't do nothing else for you, brother. I can't do nothing. Look. Let me tell you something. If I don't get my sticker, we may act a fool up in there. I'm gonna get me somebody's sticker for sure. When I cast my ballot.
Yeah, right. Well, tag me with your sticker, and we'll be good. So I got an old sticker that I'll just say I did, but yeah,
I got mine from last year too.
I'm gonna find some hand sanitizer and put it on my sticker and say I voted.
I love it. Hey, brother, be good to yourself, folks. Appreciate you for joining us on the lab. Look, if you got any requests for information, for content, we always going to search and find out what's happening that week, and we're gonna bring it to you. But we're gonna bring it with our twist.
We
go ahead. That?
No, go ahead.
No, I said, we real, so we just gonna talk all over each other. We gonna act like we don't know what we're doing, but we got it going behind the scenes. And the idea is to inform and entertain, and hopefully
Correct.
we're doing that, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
sometimes we'll go 30 minutes, sometimes we'll go 90 minutes.
This is the
But
longest that we've ever gone, to be honest with you. But
it is.
what I was going to say is we're working on some new technology, and I didn't feel comfortable releasing it today to kind of promote the show. I think we spoke on this real briefly last a couple weeks ago about the new teleprompter app, and we're going to see if we can find a way to get somebody on their team to come out and hopefully talk to us. I'm just waiting for a response back, but
That'd be dope.
I found a new product that I think is worthy, and it worked well the first time I tried it, but it didn't work well this time. So
we won't talk about it. We'll wait till we get it dialed in. But
right, we
we always keeping it popping, keeping it up great. That's it, brother. We out. Y'all be good to yourselves now.